I don't know. Yes, in the previous video we learnt about a mole concept. So something is left over regarding mole concept. So we learn about that one now. Okay, so we learn about what is the meaning of number of moles or mole number. Number of moles or mole number. Actually, it is amount of substance. See, look here. Number of moles is nothing but the number of gram molecular masses. The number of gram molecular masses in a given substance. The number of gram molecular masses in a given substance. So that number is said to be in number of moles. For example, I have taken 72 grams of water. So what is the given amount of water? 72 grams of water. So the given substance is how much? 72 grams of water. So in 72 grams of water, so 72 grams can be, I can write 72 grams like this, 4 into 18 grams. So 72 grams of water means 4 into 18 grams of water. So what is water? What is the molecular mass of water? So actually water, H2O, its molecular mass is, H2O contains one hydrogen, another hydrogen and oxygen. So its mass is 1, its mass is 1 and its mass 16. So atomic masses, if you add the atomic masses of all the atoms present in this substance, you will get what? You will get the molecular mass. So this is 18 is the molecular mass of water. So the molecular mass of water is 18. If I write 18 grams, then it is said to be gram molecular mass. Okay, so 18 grams is nothing but gram molecular mass of water. So instead of 18 grams, so I am writing gram molecular mass. So 4 into 18 means 4 times the gram molecular mass of water. Gram molecular mass of water. That means 4 into gram molecular mass. Okay, already number of moles is nothing but the number of gram molecular masses. Okay, so that means 4 gram molecular masses means 4 moles. Okay, so the number of gram molecular masses is nothing but number of moles. So 72 grams of water is equal to how many moles? So it is equal to 4 moles because 4 gram molecular masses, hence it is 4 moles. 72 grams of water contains 4 moles. Okay, so that is number of moles in 72 grams of water is called 4 moles. Another example, 132 grams of carbon dioxide is equal to how many moles? So in the same way, if you calculate this also in the same way, so finally you will get 3 moles of carbon dioxide. So like this, we can calculate the number of moles. See, mathematically, okay, there is a equation or else there is a relationship, so which can help us to know the number of moles. Generally, number of moles is denoted with small n. Okay, so number of moles can be obtained by taking these two values. So the ratio of these two values. What are those two values? Given mass of the substance by gram molecular mass of the substance. So number of moles of any substance is equal to given mass of the substance by gram molecular mass of the substance. For example, take this one, the same example. So 72 grams of water. What is the given mass of the substance? 72 grams. So here given mass of the substance I will take. So number of moles, N is equal to, number of moles is equal to given mass of the substance. So if I take this one, what is the given mass of water? 72 grams by 72 by gram molecular mass of the substance. So what is the gram molecular mass of water? 18 grams. So 72 grams is the given mass of the substance and 18 grams is the gram molecular mass of the substance. So finally what you will get? You will get 4. So number of moles is equal to 4. So in this way also we got the same number of moles, 4 moles. So with the help of mathematical equation we can obtain the number of moles from the given mass of the substance. So when we know the gram molecular mass of that substance. Okay. Okay, for example, here also we can calculate here also how many moles of carbon dioxide are there. So again the same formula we will use. Again same formula we will use to calculate the number of moles. So here number of moles is equal to given mass of carbon dioxide how much? 132 grams. And what is the gram molecular mass of carbon dioxide? So it will be 44 grams. If you add one carbon 12 and two oxygens 32. So 32 plus 12 is equal to 44. So 44 gram molecular mass of carbon dioxide will be 44. Okay, so given mass of the substance is how much? 132 grams. So upon calculating, so finally what you will get? 44 ones are 44 threes are. So N is equal to 3. So that is why 3 moles of carbon dioxide. 132 grams of carbon dioxide is equal to 3 moles of carbon dioxide. So mathematical equation helps us to calculate the number of moles is this one. Okay, so this is the most important mathematical equation. Okay, so from this equation we can find the mass of the substance also. For example, the same thing we can calculate. So actually number of moles, 4 moles is equal to how much? 4 moles is equal to 72 grams of water. So is it correct or not? Whether it is correct or not, we will verify by using this one. So mass of the substance we don't know. So simply we know that it is 4 moles. Let us assume. So number of moles is 4. So mass of the substance we don't know. Mass of the substance we don't know. Let us assume we don't know. So how much number of moles? How many? It is 4. So number of moles into gram molecular mass. So 4 moles of water. So here it is what? It is water. So 4 moles of water. So what is the substance? Water. So what is the gram molecular mass of water? It is 18. So how much it will be? It will be equal to 72. 4 into 18 is equal to 72. So that means the mass of the substance will be 72. So in the reverse way also we can get this relationship is proved. That means the mass of the substance can be known. Okay, if you know the number of moles. Anyhow we know the gram molecular mass of the any substance simply by adding the atomic masses of all the atoms present in that substance, in that one molecule of the substance, you will get gram molecular mass. So with the help of gram molecular mass and with the help of number of moles, we can find the mass of the given substance. Okay, like this. So the number of moles can be known. Now we'll find the what is the relationship between gram molecular mass and gram molar volume. Remember that 1 gram molecular mass of a substance, 1 gram molecular mass of a substance, okay, gaseous substance, 1 gram molecular mass of a gaseous substance, 1 gram molecular mass of a gaseous substance, it will occupy the volume equal to gram molar volume. Okay, the volume equal to gram molar volume. And gram molar volume, so generally at STP condition, gram molar volume will be 22.4 liters at STP conditions. So that means 1 gram molecular mass of a gaseous substance will occupy how much? 22.4 liters of volume at STP. Example. So 1 gram molecular mass of any substance, any gaseous substance. So let us take carbon dioxide or anything gaseous substance. So 1 gram molecular mass of CO2. So how much? Molecular mass in grams. So what is the molecular mass of carbon dioxide? 44 in grams. So that means 1 gram molecular mass of carbon dioxide is equal to 44 grams. So already we know that 1 gram molecular mass of any gaseous substance, it will occupy how much volume? 22.4 liters of volume at STP. So that means 44 grams of carbon dioxide. So it will occupy how much volume at STP? 22.4 liters at STP. So one small question. 132 grams of carbon dioxide occupy dash volume, dash liters of volume, dash liters at STP. So already we know this relationship. 1 gram molecular mass of gaseous substance occupies 22.4 liters at STP. So 32 grams means how many gram molecular masses? So it contains how many? So it contains 3 gram molecular masses. Okay, 3 gram molecular masses. So 3 gram molecular masses. So if it is 3 gram molecular masses, how much volume it will occupy? So if it is 1 gram molecular mass, it occupies 22.4 liters. So if it is 3 gram molecular mass, it will occupy 3 into 22.4 liters of volume at STP. So like this, the relationship between gram molecular mass and gram molar volume we can find. Okay, right. Next, what is the relationship between number of moles and volume of a substance? So for gaseous substance, how can we find the number of moles when volume is given? When volume is given, so how can we find the number of moles? For gases, for gases, number of moles. Generally, number of moles is denoted with small n. So number of moles is equal to number of moles of a substance. Number of moles of a substance is equal to given volume of the substance at STP given volume of the substance, okay, by gram molecular volume of the gas. Gram molecular volume. Gram molecular volume of the substance of gas. Okay, at that condition, at that given condition. Suppose if it is at STP, then here also we have to take at STP, standard temperature and pressure. What is standard temperature? Standard temperature is 0 degree centigrade and standard pressure is 1 atmosphere pressure. Okay, so STP conditions means 1 atmosphere pressure and 0 degree centigrade. Okay, so this is the relationship. So to find the number of moles when when certain amount of gas is given in volumes. Example, example 89.6 liters, 89.6 liters of methane gas. Methane, generally methane, it occurs in the form of gaseous state. It occurs as gas. So 89.6 89.6 liters of methane. Okay, methane contain methane at STP. Methane at STP, standard temperature and pressure. Okay, contain contain dash number of moles. Dash number of moles. So this is the question. So how to answer such question? So we have to find what? Dash number of moles. So we have to find number of moles. So number of moles is equal to what? What is the formula for gaseous substance when it is mentioned in volumes? So actually it is mentioned in 89.6 liters, not grams. 89.6 liters of methane at STP. How much volume? 89.6. So given volume is how much? 89.6. 89.6 liters. Okay, at STP by gram molecular volume of gas at STP. So already we know 1 gram molecular mass of any substance, gram molecular volume. gram molecular volume of any substance at STP will be how much? 22.4 liters. So it is fixed at STP, gram molecular volume. So 89.6 liters of methane at STP contain dash number of moles, it is given. Okay, so number of moles is equal to, number of moles will be equal to, so we have to use this formula to find the number of moles when the gaseous substance is given. Okay, when volume is given. So here 89.6 liters the volume is given. So here given volume how much? So given volume of the substance at STP, how much it is? 89.6 divided by gram molar volume of the gas. So what is the gram molar volume? So generally gram molar volume of any gas at STP will be 22.4 liters. It is fixed. Okay, so remember, always remember that gram molar volume of any gas, it will be equal to 22.4 liters at STP. So here, so gram given volume how much? Given volume is number of moles is equal to given volume by gram molar volume. So given volume is this much, so it is given in the problem, and gram molar volume, so at STP, so when at STP is mentioned, so remember that this value should be remembered. So gram molar volume will be, so that means gram molar volume of the gas will be at STP, it will be 22.4 liters. Okay. Okay, so now it will be equal to how much? It will be equal to 4 moles. 4 moles of methane. It will be equal to 4 moles of methane. So that means 89.6 liters of methane. 89.6 liters of methane will be equal to how much? 4 moles of methane. So now the question is, one more question. So how many molecules of methane? So 4 moles of methane. Okay, so that means 89.6 liters of methane at STP equal to 4 moles of methane. Okay, then how many molecules? So now this 4 moles of methane contains how many molecules of methane? So for that there is a relationship. So already we know that 1 mole of any substance, 1 mole contains these many particles, Avogadro number of particles. 1 mole of any substance, they contain Avogadro number of particles. So here methane, so methane molecules, as it is a molecule, so here 1 mole of methane contains these many molecules. Okay, these many molecules of methane. So here how many moles we got? 4 moles. So that means 4 moles is equal to 4 moles of methane contains 4 into 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules. So finally we will get these many molecules of methane are present. These many molecules of methane are present in 89.6 liters of methane gas at STP. So like this we can use or else we can perform calculations with the help of such relationships. So given volume of gas at STP is equal to, simply if you know the number of moles, we can write the given volume of the gas also. So given volume of the gas at STP, so relationship like this. Given volume of STP is of gas at STP is equal to number of moles into gram molar volume. So suppose if it is 4 moles, and gram mole at STP, so gram molar volume will be always equal to 22.4. So how much it will be? Okay, how much it will be? It will be 4 into 22.4. That means here 89.6 liters. So like this. So even with this formula also we can find that value. So already we know that 89.6 liters of methane, so it contains 4 moles of methane. So if you go in a reverse order, Okay, conversely, so here so from number of moles we can find the given we can find the volume of the gas also, like this. For example, what is the volume occupied by what is the volume occupied by 6 moles 6 moles of laughing gas at STP. So here the question is like this. So what do we need to find? Volume occupied by 6 moles of gas we need to find. So that means given volume we have to find how much volume it is. So volume of gas at STP is equal to, what's the formula? So number of moles into gram molar volume. So always gram molar volume will be at STP under standard temperature and pressure. Its value will be this one only. So when these conditions changes, then this value will change. So here it is in the question it is given as STP condition. So in under STP condition, gram molar volume will be 22.4 liters only. It is fixed. So number of moles. So what is the volume occupied by 6 moles? So number of moles it is given as 6 moles, and molar volume under STP condition will be 22.4 liters only. So what will be the volume of gas now? So 6 into 22.4 liters. So 6 4s are 24, 4 2, 2 6 are 12, 14, 4 1. Okay, again 2 6 are 12, 1 13. So 1,000. So sorry, 134 liters, 134.4 liters of volume is occupied by 6 moles of laughing gas. What is the formula of laughing gas? Nitrous oxide. So it is N2O, nitrous oxide. So like this, this relationship works. So we can use this relationship. Okay. Now we will learn how the application. What are the applications of Avogadro's laws? We'll see. Once again, we'll see in details. Okay. So first application is with the help of Avogadro law. So we can explain the Gill-Jacques law of combining volumes. With the help of Avogadro law, we can explain the Gill-Jacques law of combining volumes. We can determine the atomicity of a gas. We can determine the relationship between gram molecular mass and gram molar volume. Okay, we can find the we can determine the molecular formula of a gas. So, okay, so like this, like so many things we can find. So these are several applications. So we will learn these applications in detail. So the first application of Avogadro's law is determination of atomicity of a gas. Determination of atomicity of a gas. What is the meaning of atomicity? Atomicity is nothing but the number of atoms. The number of atoms. Atomicity is nothing but the number of atoms present in one molecule. Present in one molecule. Okay, the number of atoms present in one molecule of an element. Or a compound. Suppose if you take one molecule of an element, for example, if I take O2, generally oxygen is represented as O2. So element oxygen is represented as O2. So here, if I write O2, how many atoms are present? So it means that one oxygen and another oxygen. So altogether how many oxygens are there? 2 oxygens are there. Hence the atomicity of oxygen is 2. So oxygen, its atomicity is 2. If you take element sulfur, sulfur, so sulfur element is denoted as S8. So it contains 8 sulfur atoms. 8 sulfur atoms in one molecule. So this is S8 molecule. One molecule of sulfur. It is denoted as S8. So it contains 8 sulfur atoms. Hence, how many atoms? 8. So the number of atoms of sulfur is 8. Hence atomicity of sulfur molecule is 8. What is the atomicity of nitrogen? What is the atomicity of nitrogen? Generally nitrogen molecule is denoted as N2. Hence 2 atoms of nitrogen are present. So hence its atomicity is 2. Ozone. What is the atomicity of ozone? Ozone is represented as O3. So its atomicity is 3. Okay, so like this. So these are related to elements. Phosphorus. If I take phosphorus, one molecule of phosphorus is denoted as P4. So it contains 4 atoms. Hence its atomicity is 4. So like this, the atomicity of a molecule, atomicity of a given gas, so or else atomicity of a substance equal to the number of atoms present in one molecule. So we have to take one molecule of that substance and we have to count the number of atoms present in that one molecule. Okay, that one molecule may be of elemental molecule or else it may be compound molecule. For example, if I take water, if I take carbon dioxide or water, anything, so take carbon dioxide. So in one molecule of carbon dioxide, it contains 1 carbon atoms and 2 oxygen atoms. So altogether how many atoms are there? 3. Hence the atomicity of carbon dioxide is 3. So it is not an elemental molecule, it is a compound molecule. So like that. Methane if you take, so what is the atomicity of methane? So 1 carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms are there. Altogether how many atoms are there? So altogether 5 atoms are there. So the atomicity of methane is 5. So like this. See, based on the atomicity, molecules are classified into several types. Based on the atomicity, molecules are classified into several types. Monoatomic atomicity, based on the atomicity, based on the atomicity, okay, the molecules are classified into several types. So for example, monoatomic molecules. What are monoatomic molecules? The molecules, they contain only one atom. They contain only one atom in their molecule. They contain only one atom in their molecule. Such molecules are said to be monoatomic molecules. Examples, if you take all inert gases, all molecules of inert gases, all inert gas molecules are monoatomic. All metals are monoatomic. Okay, so all inert gas molecules and all metals are monoatomic. What are diatomic molecules? Okay, molecules which contain 2 atoms. They contain 2 atoms in one molecule of the substance. Example, O2, N2, H2, F2, Cl2, okay, bromine, okay, iodine, etc. So they are said to be diatomic molecules. Triatomic. Triatomic molecules. What are triatomic molecules? So they contain 3 atoms in their molecules. 3 atoms in their one molecule. In their one molecule. One molecule of those substance. They contain 3 atoms. Example, ozone. Ozone, O3. So like this. Even compound molecules like CO2, H2O, etc. Then what are polyatomic? Polyatomic molecules. Polyatomic molecules. Polyatomic molecules. They contain more than 3 atoms. They contain what? They contain more than 3 atoms. More than 3 atoms in their one molecule. In their one molecule. Okay. Every molecule they contain more than 3 atoms. More than 3 atoms in their molecules. Such molecules are said to be polyatomic molecules. Okay. Example, SE8, P4, C60, okay, methane, CH4, etc. So such molecules, SE8 molecule, it contains 8 atoms in one molecule. P4 molecule, it contains 4 atoms in one molecule. C60 molecules, it contains 60 carbon atoms in one molecule of C60. So the name of C60 is called as Buckminster fullerene. Okay, most important name, Buckminster fullerene. We will learn about Buckminster fullerene in our higher classes. So like this, polyatomic molecules will be. Okay, so how to determine the atomicity of a given gas? So now let us discuss that concept. So far we have learnt about atomicity. So what is atomicity? Now we will find how to determine the atomicity of a given gas. For example, what is the atomicity of certain gases we know some experimental values like hydrogen. When hydrogen reacts with chlorine to form HCl, already we know this. So during the formation of HCl from hydrogen and chlorine, so 1 volume of hydrogen reacts with 1 volume of chlorine to form. So if you balance it, you will get 2. So 2 volumes of HCl. Okay. So what is that Avogadro law? Avogadro law says that equal volumes of all gases contains equal number of molecules. So that means V is directly proportional to N. Equal volumes of all gases contains equal number of molecules. So according to this law, Avogadro law, Avogadro's law. See, this is nothing but Avogadro's. This is one of the application of Avogadro's law. So we are learning the Avogadro's law applications. So Avogadro law says that equal volumes of all gases contains equal number of molecules. Okay, suppose if it is one volume, if one volume contains one molecule, if one volume contains one molecule, then 2 volumes will contain 2 molecules. So that is the meaning of this one. So here 1 volume of H2 means 1 molecule of H2, 1 molecule of H2, 1 molecule of hydrogen, will combine, will react with one volume means here one volume. If you take one volume as one molecule, then one volume will become one molecule of chlorine. One molecule of chlorine. So from this it is understood that one molecule of hydrogen will combine with one molecule of chlorine to form two volumes of HCl. So here if it is two volumes, then it becomes two molecules. If one volume, it is one molecule, then two volumes will become two molecules. So it forms two molecules of HCl. Okay. So from Avogadro law. So this is what? This is obtained from by using Avogadro law. So we got this relationship. So here two molecules of HCl we will get. So for the formation of two molecules of HCl, we require one molecule of hydrogen and one molecule of chlorine. Suppose if it is for the formation of one molecule of HCl, if for the formation of one molecule of HCl, so for two molecules of HCl formation, it requires one molecule each. So half of this one for one molecule of HCl. So how much it requires? It requires how much? Half molecule of chlorine and half molecule of hydrogen. So half molecule of hydrogen, already we know hydrogen is a diatomic molecule. So one molecule contains two atoms. So half molecule contains one hydrogen atom. So here also, even chlorine is also diatomic molecule. So one molecule of chlorine contains two atoms. Hence half molecule of chlorine contains one chlorine atom. Okay. So to form one molecule of HCl. So this thing I can write in this form also. So that means one molecule of HCl is formed when one hydrogen atom combines with one chlorine atom. Okay, got it. So that means from this it is understood that atomicity of hydrogen is 2. Okay, because one molecule of HCl contains HCl. So one HCl. So it is formed from half molecule of hydrogen, half molecule of. So this one molecule contains how many hydrogen atoms? One hydrogen atom and one chlorine atom. So that means half molecule of this is formed from half molecule of hydrogen. So that means half molecule of hydrogen equal to one hydrogen atom, half molecule of fluorine equal to one chlorine atom. So that means it is understood that the atomicity of half molecule is equal to one hydrogen atom and half molecule of chlorine is one chlorine atom. So from this it is understood that one molecule of hydrogen is equal to two hydrogen atoms. Hence atomicity of hydrogen will be 2. In the same way, as half molecule of chlorine is equal to one chlorine atom, therefore one molecule of chlorine is two chlorine atoms. Hence atomicity of chlorine will be 2. So in the same way, as one molecule of HCl is formed from one atom of hydrogen and one atom of chlorine atom, so hence the atomicity of chlorine will be one hydrogen and one chlorine. So altogether how much? So it is two atoms. So like this the atomicity of gas can be determined. Okay, so we will learn the other things in the next video, other applications of Avogadro hypothesis or Avogadro's law in the next video.